Okay, another demo for you here of the Digitech Vocalist Live 4. Using this in a band setting where you've got drums, you've got guitars, bass, amplifiers all around the room, so you're playing at stage volume. This is not using it in an acoustic kind of setting. So a couple of key things with that. First thing is you do not want your guitar coming out of the Digitech Vocalist in the vocal channel. You can see on mine over there on the right hand side, I've taped it down to a 0 level, so the guitar will never go out through the vocal channel. If you're going to use this in the band, I'd recommend the same thing. Gaff tape works great, so check that out. You can see the levels that I've got set there. I've got them set both at halfway for the vocal level as well as the harmony level. That gives me some flexibility. If it turns out I'm too low or too high, I can adjust that. All right, now I'm going to play for you Sweet Emotion by Aerosmith. This is a song that we do in the band, and the vocalist really helps out with that. You'll hear a little higher end kind of change on the pitch. It sort of sounds like a flange. And I can assure you, if you listen to it in a band setting, you'll never know the difference. It actually sounds as good as the original Aerosmith recording. I've heard some of the live performances when they're doing it, and they kind of go off and out of tune. I guess it depends on what stage in their career and what other things they were into. But for us, it is very convincing to use this for Sweet Emotion. Okay, so you can hear in that example I used a stock preset. This comes right out of the box with the thing if you get it. It's number 4. CSN, it's a 4-part harmony. I think it's the, you got a third, a fifth, and an octave above what you're singing. So it really fills out the high end. You don't have anything underneath you, so there's no third below or anything. I found if you use preset number 3, that also works for various rock tunes. Particularly with the Aerosmith stuff, we do some Journey stuff, and I tend to go between preset number 3 and 4. Now I went in and tweaked the preamp in there. You can simulate a 2 preamp. You can set a compressor up and a de-esser up. There are all kinds of features in the Vocalist Live 4 if you dig into the manual and tweak it for your own vocal usage. Everybody's voice is a little different, so one thing you'll learn over time is what frequencies work, what frequencies you need to notch out, and the vocalist can do all that stuff for you. The way you need to think about the vocalist is it's like a high-end mixer channel in a studio with all the effects on it. So you've got a 2 preamp, you've got compression, you've got de-essing, which is getting rid of S sounds and sibilant sounds. You've got noise gates, you've got other effects if you want to put it on there. There's reverb, there's delay. All the good stuff is there, and it sounds very convincing. It's really nice for me to have all this in here, and no matter what the sound guy is, depending on what venues we play, we have different sound guy. I always get the same vocal sound because I programmed it on my vocalist ahead of time. All I got to do is plug in, tell the sound guy I'm sending him a line level signal through an XLR cable into the snake, and I'm good to go. I've got a very consistent sound every single time. I don't have to go back and forth with the mixer and the guy running the mixer to make sure, hey, can you notch out 250? Can you punch up 2K for me? You don't have to go through all that stuff because it's all there. So that's a great thing about the Digitech Vocalist Live 4. That also makes it very complex. So if you're not used to tweaking all that stuff on a mixer already, this may not be the unit for you because it's fairly complex, the things that you can get into and mess with, or you can just stick with the presets and just deal with that stuff. But if you like getting under the covers of what you bought as far as equipment and tweaking it for your own vocals, this is the one you want to get. I think they've put out some newer ones since then. I think there's a Vocalist Live 5. I'm not sure if there's a 6, but from what I've seen in the catalogs, they took away a lot of the features that are in the 4th version. So there's not as much tweaking to do there. So that may be something to think about if you're going to get a new one, or you're going to try to get this off of Craigslist or eBay or however you get used gear. My preference would be, you know, as an experienced musician doing this all the time, I get the 4 because I can go and adjust it for my own personal usage, and I have some preferences that I like to get out of the unit. So I'd suggest that you get the 4 if you can get your hands on one. If you're going to play in the band, you know, do the things that I'm doing here. Take down or disable that guitar output so you never ever accidentally send a clean guitar output instead of sending it back out through your amp. Because if you're playing in a band, you probably like the sound of what you get through your amplifier anyway, so you don't want to be sending out just a clean guitar sound over the PA system along with your vocal. That's probably not what you want. So I'd tape it down. That's a simple way to do it. Doesn't look so pretty, but gets the mission accomplished. And you want to spend some time once you get this thing to adjust these settings for you. You can see that little matrix there below all those knobs about you know, the preamp, the compressor, the gates, the delay, the reverb, and all the other effects and everything that you want to put on there. So, you know, take some time and put in the things that you like, that you've done maybe in your home studio or another sound guy's done for you, and try to figure out what they were doing that really worked, and you can have it done in your Digitech Vocalist, and take those settings with you every single time. You don't have to reinvent the wheel every gig. You just plug in and you've got a consistent sound every time. So, enjoy.